My name is Lindsay Saunders, and I'm the communications officer for the district. And I want to welcome you to our January Lunch and Learn. Today we have with us Mrs. Sarah Van Clark. She is our high school counselor, and she also has a couple student guests with her today. We are going to be talking a little bit about dual credit classes and not only hearing the specifics from the school's perspective, but also getting some good feedback from our students who are currently utilizing these dual credit classes. So I'm going to hand it over to them. And if you have questions, feel free to put them into the chat. Just for the sake of everyone involved, if you can keep yourself on mute and just I'll be monitoring the chat if you do have any questions, and we will get to those as we go along. So you can take it over, Ms. Van Clark.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us here today. The goal of our meeting and our presentation today is just to kind of give parents some basic information about the different types of dual credit opportunities that we have here at the high school. So we know it is course request season, and so we're hoping that you can use this information when talking with your child about the courses that they want to take next year. So before we get too far, what is dual credit? What does that mean? Dual credit classes are classes that students can take in which they get both high school credit. So it'll be awarded here on their transcript with Smithville High School, but they also receive college credit at their university that they choose to go to. So why do dual credit? Why do it now? Well, there's a lot of benefits to it. Number one, students can really save money on college tuition. You'll see here in just a bit, the different options cost different amounts, but all of them are much, much cheaper than traditional college classes once you graduate high school. You can really get ahead in terms of your college and career goals by taking dual credit classes while you're in high school. And then also it gives some of our advanced students opportunities to really challenge themselves and experience what a college course actually is like before entering the college environment. So at Smithville High School, you could see we have three options for students to earn dual credit. The first is by taking an AP test through the College Board. That's just one test on one day, but they take the actual course to prepare them for the test all year long. We offer classes through Austin Community College, and then we also offer classes through McMurray University. So the first one we're going to talk about is College Board AP. Now, just some basic information about what this looks like. These courses are taught by Smithville High School teachers, and they utilize the resources and lessons developed by the College Board. Students have access to additional supports and practice through the AP Classroom platform. So that can come, you can access that online or through an app. Exams, like I said, you earn the credit by taking the AP exam. It's one test, and those are usually scheduled in May. The College Board sets those dates. However, anybody who wants to take the test, we have to register them in the fall, usually around the end of October. The exam fee is covered by Smithville ISD, so there's no charge to the students. And colleges typically award credit for these tests if you earn a score of 3 or better. Last year, in I guess the spring of 2025, we had a really good percentage of students here at Smithville High School pass those exams, making a 3 or better. So I'm very, very proud of that. Our next avenue is through Austin Community College. We actually have a couple of different programs through them. They offer both academic courses and technical courses. So the academic courses are provided virtually, so our kids have access to them online, while our technical courses, specifically welding, are taught here in campus. We have an ACC professor that actually comes here and teaches the kids in person. Again, all of these classes are taught by ACC professors. Students wanting to take the academic courses through ACC must meet TSI requirements, meaning they have to earn a certain score on some sort of testing instrument to qualify to take those classes. ACC currently does not charge tuition for these courses. However, depending on what you want to take, sometimes they do charge a textbook fee or like an online platform fee. And even those are relatively inexpensive, usually under $100. But students are responsible for any additional fee that the course may cost. And then McMurray offers academic courses. And again, these are virtual. They are taught by McMurray professors. McMurray doesn't require that students meet TSI requirements. So there is no testing guidelines in order to get into these classes. However, they do require a counselor recommendation, and they give us the suggested criteria that students have a GPA of a 3.0 or better on a 4-point scale. So that is something that we take a look at, and if things are a little questionable, we definitely reach out to the parents to get your input. For these McMurray classes, students are responsible for tuition, and that is typically about $200 per course per semester. So I know that was a fast and furious overview of the three different avenues. So now we're going to kind of compare some of the factors side by side. So it'll give you a better idea. So for student qualifications, again, for AP, that is taught here on campus by a high school teacher. These are the suggested criteria, and these are outlined in our course catalog. So some of the things that we think about are, is the student a GT student? Have they taken similar courses here in high school, meaning advanced courses? Do they have an overall average of 80 or better? And have they passed the STAR test in that area? So, for instance, one of the AP courses that we offer is AP Biology. If, as a freshman, a student took just regular high school biology and then did not pass the biology STAR test, that we would definitely have a conversation to make sure that this is truly a good fit for that student. Student qualifications for ACC, of course, they do have to have some kind of test score to show TSI readiness. These are some of the options. We do offer the TSI 2 exam here on campus, or it is also offered at the Elgin ACC campus. We can also utilize SAT scores and ACT scores. For McMurray, again, there is no TSI requirement. However, it does require a counselor recommendation, and we are going to consider your GPA and grades in previous courses. So cost to families, again, AP courses are free of charge. They're taught by a high school teacher. There is an exam fee. However, Smithville ISD currently covers that fee. So that is free to students and their families. ACC courses are tuition free. However, again, there are some courses that do require additional fees, and students and families are responsible for those fees. McMurray classes do charge tuition. They're currently about $200 per course per semester. And McMurray does offer a payment plan, and I know several of our students utilize that, and it's very helpful. Course presentation, AP courses are just like any of our other advanced courses here at the high school with the additional supports of the College Board platform that they can get into and use for additional resources and practice. Austin Community College, the academic courses are virtual online. And then our welding classes are offered on campus in person. Scheduling wise for the ACC courses that are academic, some students are eligible to have off-campus courses, meaning that they are given time in their daily schedule to work on those classes from home. And then McMurray is very similar. They are offered online. McMurray, the classes are presented in modules, and so it kind of almost has like a self-paced feel to it, meaning kids can really get ahead if they choose to. It's just a little more flexible, especially for students who are very involved here on campus and might have some extracurricular activities that make it difficult to meet some of those college guidelines sometimes. And then again, they have the same flexibility as far as being able to take some of these courses from home, given that block of time in their schedule. Rating policy. So AP classes, the grades are awarded by our Smithville High School teachers. They do receive tier 3 weight in their GPA calculation, so that additional weighting. Austin Community College classes, ACC professors award the grades. They come in letter form. So when we receive the letter grade, we have a table that we use to calculate a numeric grade that goes on our report card. And then our academic classes receive tier 3 weighting, and our technical classes receive tier 1 weighting. McMurray professors award those grades. However, they come directly in a numeric value. So there is no, we don't have to recalculate that in any way. And they receive tier 3 weight for their calculation. So at this time, again, we have Emery and Ace here. These are two of our junior students who are currently taking dual credit classes and AP classes.
Yes, ma'am.
And so they're just going to give you some of their insights and their experience with our dual credit program this year.
Go ahead. So my name's Emery. I'm currently taking 3 dual credit classes through ACC, 2 AP classes, and 1 dual credit class through McMurray University. And for me, dual credit has been a wonderful opportunity to not only get ahead in school, but also get ahead in college. And for me, dual credit is wonderful because what the professors do is they'll lay out lessons in modules, and they might post the modules at a different time, but they might say, okay, this module's due on Sunday, but the module's posted Monday. And so you have all week to look at the work and determine what you need to do when. And for me, that's been very helpful because I can either knock it all out in one day, or I can say, oh, I have work that day, I'm gonna need to do it tomorrow. And it's been wonderful for me. Through McMurray is only modules, no professors, and it would be very easy to get behind in a McMurray class, myself included. So for McMurray, you have 6 modules and then a midterm. And within the modules, you have 6 or 7 lessons. And within the lessons, you watch a video, you read about a page's worth of information, and then you take a 3-question check your knowledge quiz. And it is very time consuming. And if teaching yourself is not your strong area, then I would go with ACC. But if you're somebody who's a self-starter and likes to get ahead, I would go with McMurray. AP courses is very teacher dependent. So if you have a teacher that's not available a lot to help you in the course, it would be very easy to struggle in it. But if you have a teacher that's, willing to help and has times where you can come to their classroom, that is also very helpful. So, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Um, Hi everybody, my name is Ace Albrandt. I'm currently in my second year for ACC welding. It's got a lot of things to offer through this program. Throughout the program, kind of throughout our syllabus, we'll have just about 15 to 20 assignments. Throughout that syllabus, we do several projects, mainly leaning towards the end of it. However, um, it's really good learning point if you are thinking about going into the trades. It does prepare you for getting into the workforce, such as having your welding certifications through ACC through this program. I know we will end uh, end it having a little over 3 or 4 certifications. Those will include your pipe welding certification, your structural certification, AutoCAD, um, and I can't remember the other one. No, welder qual as well. Um, like I said, it does offer a lot of welding, but not only does it offer that, it does offer the computer aided design. So what that'll look like is all the stuff that we do for projects in the shop or even our test. We do tend to design a lot of the stuff before we take it out into the shop and build it or weld it or whatever. Um, so that's a really good thing to learn. It'll set you up for, like I was saying, like for a trade. Yeah,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you guys so much. So, Lindsay, has anyone posted any questions that we can address?
None so far. If anybody has any questions that they would like to throw in the chat, anything about anything that Ms. Ben Clark covered or questions for our students, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll give everybody a couple minutes just.
Okay. Something else that I didn't include, but is probably on a parent's mind if this is something that they're interested for their kid is how do I get started? How do I sign up? Is the school going to do this? Do we need to do this from home? And I want to tell you, we walk the kids through the process here during the school day. The first thing that I need though is when they meet with Miss Fisher to talk about their course request for next year. I need them to make sure and let her know if they want to do dual credit because from there I'm going to get a list of kids and I will reach out to them regarding, okay, this is when we are going to schedule your TSI test. If you're wanting to do ACC, we need to make sure that you're going to meet that qualification. Or when do we need to do the application? There's a lot of little steps involved in whichever path you want to go down. But that is something that we spend all spring just kind of doing throughout. So, in order to get that going and to get on my radar is to let Miss Fisher know that that is what you want to do next fall.
So there is a question about where we can find this complete list of the courses that are available, and are the courses that ACC, as far as the academic courses, are the courses that ACC and McMurray offer the same, or do they each have their own offerings? Where could the parents find that information?
That's a great question. So it's going to be in our course catalog. And as soon as I have that uploaded to our website, you will be able to access it. If you go to our website right now, you're going to see our current course catalog. And I mean, it'll be updated for next year. Let me say that. But you could see what we currently offer and to get a good idea of what you might see next year. Some of the courses you can take either through ACC or McMurray, and then some of the courses are specific to just ACC or just McMurray. But the course catalog really does a great job of saying, okay, ACC offers this course. This is the ACC title for it, the number for it. This is what it's going to look like on the high school schedule, and then this is the weighting of the class. So, any questions regarding that? Yes, you can find on or within the course catalog, and that is going to be on the high school website if you go to the counselor's web page.
I just added the link into the chat for anyone who wants direct access to that page.
Perfect.
There's also a question here about the difference between the different tiers. You spoke about tier 3 grading versus tier 1 and all of that. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Sure, that's just regarding the grade points that are assigned when we do GPA calculation. Just a real quick example of what that means. If you are taking a tier 1 class and you make a 100, that 100 is going to calculate over to 5.0 grade points. If you take a tier 3 class, I believe, I don't have the course catalog in front of me, but I believe that calculates to 6.5 grade points. So if you take a tier 3 class, you're going to receive extra grade points that will then be calculated in that average.
Thank you for that clarification. This question is for Emery about the McMurray classes specifically. So if there are no teachers leading the class for the McMurray modules, then if you have questions, do you have someone you can reach out to through McMurray? How does that work exactly as far as
So
support?
McMurray classes are located on a platform called Canvas, and Canvas is where you'll find all of the modules, all of the instructions, and so for ACC, you receive an ACC email, and that is how you communicate with your professors through ACC email. For McMurray, you do not receive that. So there's a little thing that's titled an inbox on Canvas for McMurray, and that is where you message your professors. So there are professors, but like I have never seen my history professor's face and she's never said anything. The only time I would ever really even know who she is if I messaged her through the little inbox thing.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think that clears that up for sure. So someone is asking about the pros of the AP exams. Does it help the student when starting the courses? I think the AP exams are done at the end to obtain credit. Is that accurate? Yes. So
Yes.
those exams are done at the end of the AP exam to obtain the credit for the course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we order the exams. Like I said, it's usually around the end of October, beginning of November, but then the exam isn't actually taken until May. So you have to be thinking about it way early on.
I think we have caught up, but let me double check that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, that's all the questions we have right now. Does anyone else have anything you want to add, Ms. Van Clark, or I know we have our superintendent, Dr. Ely, is on as well as Assistant Soup, Dr. Logan. I didn't get to introduce you guys at the beginning, but thanks for being here. Anything else, you guys?
I just want to take a moment to remind everybody, if you are interested in taking ACC classes next year, they are actually going to be here in person on campus next Wednesday on the 28th at 6 o'clock. So we'll meet in the library and they're going to give some basic information about their institution, some of the benefits of attending ACC, and then that gives y'all the opportunity to ask them any specific questions at that time. Again, if your student is interested in dual credit classes for next year, please have them see Ms. Fisher as soon as possible. That way we make sure that they are up to date on all of the steps as we go through the spring. And then if your student is not in the habit of checking their high school email, please encourage them to start doing that. That is probably one of the easiest ways for me to get information out to a lot of kids and have them, like I said, signed up to do their testing or tell them what day, when, and where to come in to do their applications and so on and so forth.
Yes. We do have a couple more questions that came in. So, the question is this only available for high school students, or do junior high also have this opportunity?
No, this is specific to high school students, and believe I believe the welding classes open up to our sophomores, and then I believe our academic courses are open to our juniors and seniors.
Great. And then another question about AP exam grading. So, is a 3 considered passing, and passing is all you need to get the credit, or is it like you need 3, 4, like, how does the grading work for AP exams, I guess, to get credit to do the things? Yes.
So the way it works, like Smithville High School won't award the college credit. What happens is when the student applies to college, for instance, we'll just say Texas A&M. When they apply to Texas A&M, they will have their College Board AP scores sent to Texas A&M, and then they determine what they give credit for. For instance, I know that for a score of a 3, they offer credit for a certain course. However, if you get a 4 or 5, they may give you credit for that course plus another course. So every college is going to do it just a little bit different, and you can find that information on their websites.
Okay. Thank you.
A good question.
Okay. I That is, that's all the questions we have right now. And I think that's probably it for today. Thank you guys so much for sharing all this information. And unless we have anything else that we want to add, I think we will wrap. This was recorded, so it will be emailed out. So if you want to reference back to it and re-listen and get that information, you'll have that opportunity as well. So thanks so much for joining us today. Thank you, Ms. Ben Clark. Thank you, Ace and Emery, for being a part of this today. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.